Just sing. And it's not going to help you have that cup near your lip that you're pretending to drink.
I'm trying
for
to
the last
drink it,
5
but I
minutes.
can't.
Just sing.
No.
Sing while you drink.
No.
Sing Under the Sea from Little Mermaid.
Oh, no, that's...
Welcome back or to Bardic Aggravation, people. That's Rick. That's Brandon, who's here.
He's here.
This time, I'm not doing Brandon-y things right now, so there's that.
He's always doing Brandon-y things. And I'm Kent. So, today, we are talking about the Barbarian subclasses in DC-20 because that just came out very recently, the 09 beta. The beta is all about the subclasses. Now, we're doing this differently because the Barbarian hasn't changed much from the 08 when it was just levels 1 and 2. So, we're not going to talk about levels 1 and 2 today. Go watch that video if you want to see what the Barbarians get at level 1 and 2, and we'll tell you what the change is when we get there. Barbarians, they are martials. Every martial class in DC-20 gets, what do they get?
They get maneuvers.
How many maneuvers?
7 total.
And who else gets maneuvers in another game?
Battle Masters.
Battle Masters from D&D 5e. Everybody loves the Battle Master. Why? Because they get maneuvers.
One subclass.
I think they get like 3. One subclass in that whole game gets maneuvers, and they get none. A couple. You get 7 to begin with. This is your starter pack of maneuvers. So Barbarians, in addition to all the cool stuff Barbarians get anyway, you just have in your back pocket 7 different maneuvers. You can grapple, you can throw, you can add more damage, you can hit more targets, you can extend your reach. You can do all kinds of cool stuff. Barbarians also, they have their own armor class formula because they're not meant to wear armor just like the monk. But unlike the monk who likes to go around in their robes, Barbarians are more like you nudist. This is why they don't wear armor.
That's not true.
They don't feel comfortable wearing
It's true.
clothes. They just need to be free.
They don't.
Free the nipple.
They can wear clothes.
They don't generally. Loincloth. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have a pair of pants sometimes.
Maybe.
That's the stereotypical barbarian.
But we do stereotypes here.
You're talking about the low intelligence. I like to hit things.
We're also talking about, and this hopefully is going to change, the fact that this class should not be called a barbarian in any game because nobody ever called themselves a barbarian. Barbarian was a term, a derogatory term, and I don't give a about PC crap. Political correctness and all that stuff. I have no tolerance or patience for it. I never did. So this isn't about that. This is just about common sense. Calling yourself a barbarian is not something you would do because they were the barbarians. They're calling us barbarians. You're calling us savages and So it's not a thing. It's what you call somebody you don't like.
You're saying that is barbaric.
It's barbaric to call somebody a barbarian. That makes you the barbarian. How do you like that?
Berserker.
You call them berserkers. That's what they were called. Mm-hmm. Where's our berserker people? They're still back there getting drunk. And they would get naked. They literally would get naked and just and foaming at the mouth. And they were like rabid beasts. And they'd get on the front line. And they were the first ones to go up there and see if they could intimidate the other side, which they often did.
I'm going to be honest with you. If that happened, I probably would be really intimidated. I'd be fearful. I'd be like, you win.
They're your kamikaze pilots. You know when they're doing this, they have nothing to lose. They're not wearing armor. They're not afraid of you. They're not afraid of dying. There's nothing you can do with these people. There's no reasoning with them. There's no scaring them off. Nope. Here they come.
They're on drugs.
So they're nudists.
When it comes to, like, if you beat a barbarian up, they're not going to feel it. Okay, so take Mike Tyson. If you punch him in the face, he's going to just stand there and look at you.
Are you calling Mike Tyson a barbarian?
Did you do that?
Hope he's not watching. I think he has a vengeful streak. You've already made fun of him once or twice.
Yeah, you always talk about his ears.
You do his lisp.
How he eats his ears.
He doesn't eat his ears. He eats ears of his enemies.
Like a barbarian.
Barbarian, yeah.
That's very barbarian.
That should be a maneuver. Ear bite.
That will be in my game.
That would be great.
Remove ear.
Ear bite.
With all that said, the only change if you are a DC-20 fanatic like us and you know the 08, the brutal blows is gone. And that was just where you could knock the wind out of somebody if you hit them. Now they can't breathe and they can't concentrate to do spells. So you're punching wizards is what you're doing with this.
Oh,
sorcerers, things that are concentrating on spells. You're like, stop it.
Priests.
So that's the only change. Other than that, everything else is the same. So again, if you want to see the levels 1 and 2 and you haven't seen that, check out that video. Link will be below. Link will be everywhere. We have 2 subclasses and then we have the Paragon stuff.
Ooh.
The Paragon things are not subclasses. They are just things to further your progression as a barbarian because I don't want to take a subclass. I just want to keep being barbarian-y. even though that's not what I would call myself. So the first one is a biggie.
There we go. Here we go.
It's the elemental fury. You somehow are connected to the elements, and they fuel your fury. Because I don't know why. It's your character. You figure that out. We're not doing all the work for you. I've already told you you're a nudist. You take it from here. So, somehow when you go into a rage, the elements are like, oh no, this guy's mad. Let's go help him out. Because otherwise he's going to ruin stuff. He's going to ruin the drapes and the furniture. Let's just get in there and help him and get this over with. You get a thing called raging elements.
Ooh.
Raging. So now the elements are mad,
Okay.
which,
You're mad. Elements are not mad.
Why are the elements mad at you?
No, they're your friends. The elements are like, they're in there. They're like, oh, this is going to be fun. I'm pissed off today. Let's go find a barbarian that has the raging element thing. And let's go wreck some shit. First thing you get is you're going to choose your elemental damage. These are 4 things. You got lightning, fire, cold, or you have physical. Those are the 4 you can choose. This is now your elemental damage that you cause while you're raging. Not all the time, but while you're raging. If you choose physical, then every time you use this, you now have to make another choice. You're going to choose either slashing, poking, or smacking, bludgeon,
Bludgeon. Piercing.
You're going to pick that. So either, there's rocks flying all around elementally, and bam, they're bludgeoning people, or you blew all the pine needles off the tree, and they're poking people, and now that's piercing, or there's, sharp pieces of
Fingernail.
that the wind kicked up, and they're just slicing people. So
Getting in your eyes.
pieces of ice that are just, you decide. While you're raging, you're creating a 2-space aura of elements, basically. So you got this 2-space aura. As soon as you get mad, here it comes. There's nothing you can do about it. It's just 2 spaces. You should inform the rest of your party. When you see this look on my face, get 2 spaces away from me, please.
Does it hurt other people? Besides,
It doesn't, but it should.
Okay.
At my table, it would, because this is stupid. So, whoever gets in there, they're just going to have a bad day. You get something called erupting elements. This sounds like earth, but it can be fire, it can be water, geysers erupt. So if somebody in this 2-space aura hits you for any amount of damage, they take 1 damage of your elemental rage damage. So, if they hit you and you chose the cold, they're getting 1 cold damage.
So this is much like Hellish Rebuke from
It's Hell's
5e.
Rebuke.
Yeah.
It is. And I believe this is only if they're in your aura. So an archer's not going to get this from you.
Okay.
It has to be somebody face to face with
So
you.
you're just doing extra damage to someone in melee range.
It's instant karma,
Instant-
which we love.
Yeah, okay. So
They hit you, they're taking damage, so they might think twice. Now this one's cool. You have what's called Elemental Blast. This will cost you an action point and a stamina point. So this is one cool thing you can do with that stamina point, besides just your techniques and other things
Right.
you can spend those on. It's not important. Now, not for this video. Anybody that's in your aura that you choose, so it doesn't have to be your friend. You can be like, leave them alone, I like them. Why does the barbarian always sound dumb?
That's just... You're talking about the stereotypical barbarian.
Well, they made Arnold the barbarian, and who sounds dumber than Arnold? You can target who you want to. They have to be in your 2-space aura, so 10 feet. So they're up close and personal because you ran up into the fray anyway, right? You're not standing back there. You're right up there in the middle of everybody. You're getting flanked. You don't care because you got this, and now they're like, damn it. So when you spend that 1 action point, that 1 stamina point, you can target anybody to take your elemental rage damage. Mm-hmm. With, again, describe it how you want to. Do big stones come out of the ground? Does water just splash them in the eyes, but it's salt water, so it stings? I don't know. Wind just knocks their heads together. So you can do as many of these as you want to. If there's 5 people in there, you can hit all 5 of them, and they each take 1 damage. If you say, I'm not worried about these guys, but I need this fucker down, you can target them for 3 damage of this elemental
that's good.
punishment.
3 damage.
Really good.
Yeah.
3 damage is a lot.
What are they
One
making a
go.
save for that, or are they just taking it?
So to cause this damage, you are making a spell check, even though you're not a magic user, but everybody has a spell check because it's just on your character sheet. You got to beat their physical defense. So this is a contest, which we like. I don't like saving
Or,
throws.
what do they call it now, Brandon?
Precision defense.
So against their defense, their precision defense, physical defense, whatever it's going to be, they're not making a save, you're just rolling off.
Mm-hmm.
Your force of nature versus their defense. If you don't beat them, and this doesn't do shit. But the fate's in your hands. It's your dice, you're rolling it, you decide.
So instead of ice, it becomes snow if it doesn't hurt them.
Yeah, it's just like, I didn't put enough into it. It's just a,
Little
just
frost.
a snowflake storm. And that's not all. Oh, that's not all.
There's more?
There's more. in
More.
this
There's more.
subclass?
There's a lot. You got this aura. It's a lot of maintenance, this aura. So, make sure you read the instructions before you start using this thing in battle. You also get to choose one additional benefit in addition to your erupting elements and your elemental blast. You can do what's called slowing aura. They're just, this battle's going too fast. I'm getting stressed out. This is not how I planned this to go, so slow down so we can all think. The area, your aura becomes difficult terrain for them. So now, they're walking on sponge cake or they're tripping over
Ice or frost, whatever you would do.
whatever
Like
you
maybe
want. They
rocks.
slip in like Bambi.
Yeah.
Dead bodies.
It could be dead bodies because that's
That would
what...
be dead bodies.
Dead bodies aren't elemental.
That's not an element.
We would not
Blood.
allow that at the table.
Maybe blood.
It could be if it was the earth erupting out of a graveyard.
I'll give you that. And then, if you force them to make a save for any reason, there's many ways to make people make saves with your maneuvers and your stuff, and they fail it, now they're slowed for the whole turn, till the end of their next turn. So they're difficult terrain, they're already slowed, and now they're double slowed something. So they're just kind of moving through molasses now.
They're fighting through your fog or whatever you got going on, right? Your
yeah.
frost, your lightning, whatever's flying around you.
So it's just slowing them. So that's cool.
Toto, no.
So the splashing aura, which, it sounds like you're at a water park and you're doing this to people, but it's not that.
It's annoying, too. That'd be annoying.
It's splash damage, basically. So when you hit somebody and you choose this as your aura, then you can also hit somebody else who's within one space of that target, and they also take a damage. So
Spreading the wealth.
you can do more than...
You're doing damage everywhere, right?
More than one target, yeah.
Within this aura, you're hitting everything.
So it's not everybody in the aura, it's just one additional target.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not AoE type stuff. But, so that's cool. If you got two assholes up your ass and you're just like, I'll hit you both at once then, I don't care. And you got the stunning aura. It's very stunning. It's beautiful. It's full of glitter. And so the stunning aura is kind of the same deal. If you force somebody to make a save and they fail, now they can't take a reaction for a whole turn. So they can't spend an action point to take a reaction, so they can't opportunity attack you.
That's huge.
They can't defend against you.
No parries, no side
parries,
steps,
no
none
side
of those
steps.
things.
That's what that is. You stun them. And they can still do stuff, but they just can't react. They're too stunned to react. Like, how dare you? They pull the old
I have
Greta
never.
Thunberg.
Yeah.
You got your pushing aura. This is the last one you can choose. So now when you use your elemental blast, which is the thing that does the 3 damage to one or 1 damage to all. So now when you use that, everybody has to make a physical save against your something. Or they're pushed or pulled 2 spaces in a direction you wish. So you can make them go sideways, back away from me, get over here, any of that stuff.
So this is everybody in the aura. You can push or pull each person individually. That'd be pretty cool if you could push everybody away and bring the smallest person to you and just kill them.
I mean, I would allow that. I'd rule that yeah, you're targeting everybody individually anyway. So, yeah, you decide this one goes there, this one. You separate your enemy from their buddies, and they're like, uh-oh, I'm all alone.
Right. Yeah, you pull the spellblade or the wizard toward you and push everyone else away.
Push the big guys back.
Yeah.
So that'd be cool. Why not?
This is really crazy. And so you do the elemental blast. You're hitting everybody around you, plus 3 damage to one person if you want to hit the single person. But then you get to put one of these 4 things on top of it. That's...
Yeah, like I said, it's a jam-packed, this whole elemental fury thing. There's a lot of moving parts, a lot of choices to make, which we love, things to think about. So the only thing you're picking for life, from what I understand, is the damage you do, whether it's the cold, the lightning, the fire, or the physical. Other than that, every time you go into a rage, you can pick a different aura type, how many you want to target with your elemental blast.
And when someone hits you, they're taking damage back. You have like this lightning flying around you or whatever you pick. Ice, cold. It's kind of like you're just a fury of a storm, right? You're just this rage.
And you can do that. The flavor feature is, you can kind of make that visual. So whatever you do pick, it could look like a blizzard or an ice storm. It could look like an earthquake.
Yeah.
It could look like a big tsunami. Yeah, your flavor feature is elemental something.
Jesus Christ.
Elemental affinity. You have an affinity for the elements, obviously, because they're your friends anyway.
Elemental aura.
So you can make your voice boom 3 times louder than normal, so that if you do create a storm or hurricane, your buddies still have to hear you. So now your voice is it's a voice above the storm. And then, do one. Let me hear.
God.
You gotta talk like that too.
Well, you gotta give me give me a howling wind.
Yeah.
You need some wind?
Yeah. Cunt's an idiot!
What? I couldn't hear you over the storm.
Guy number 3 is an idiot!
Huh?
Huh?
And then you can identify rocks. I don't know. You have saves versus exhaustion if you're tired
Advantage.
because of walking through snow.
Advantage on it. Yeah.
You have advantage on that stuff. So there you go. That's your elemental fury. That's a lot. That's almost like its own class.
That is a lot.
That is a
and
lot.
Thank you for explaining it, because as I looked at it, I didn't want to read it all. I was like, there was a lot to it. But now that you're telling me what it is, it's pretty neat.
It's still something you'd have to really get used to if you're taking this class to get it down so your face isn't constantly in your character sheet during battle. It's going to happen at first.
Right, you have to pull up all those 4 different
so
auras at a
much.
different time while you're doing damage. It's a lot.
This, but then if you're making save, you're doing a lot of saving throw stuff in here too, and roll off contests and things of that nature. So
What's cool is it's cross, right? You got the spell stuff that you're doing here, but then you can still do your damage, right? You can still use your action points to beat
you're
the
not
crap
just
out of
doing
people.
this. He's right.
No, you're still
attacking. You're doing your maneuvers, and this is all bloody frosting on the ass cake.
Right? Literally with that elemental blast, you did a ton of damage. And then you put the axe.
3 damage to one person, then you hit him and you do another 7 or whatever you do with your
Maybe
axe.
the aura and you pull him close to you and you just choke him. Like, who knows?
So
Maybe you're a grappler.
If you really want to play something like that's just gonna really straight up murder somebody, maybe this is a subclass for you.
Okay, who's next? What's the next one? Oh boy, they're all going to be as exciting as this, aren't they?
This one's amazing. So the Spirit Guardian subclass. This is where you're calling your ancestors to come and protect you. Okay, so as
Because they got nothing better to do.
first thing these ancestral guardians give you is bestow protection. So you get to pick one of 3 different maneuvers if you don't already have them, which are parry, protect, and raise shield. You can pick one of those 3. If you already have those 3, you get the choice of any maneuver you would like.
That you don't have.
That you don't have, but they want to give you the protection.
Oh my god, you almost broke my TV!
The protection one's off the bat. They
Remember
want to give you-
spiritual guardians now,
This
see?
is- So bestow protection. The next thing you get, again, we're going to go with the aura. Okay, we're going to go with the spiritual aura. So while raging, you gain resistance and a 5-foot space aura. So this aura is a little bit bigger than the one you had.
Quite a bit.
So it's
That was
pretty
2
huge.
spaces. This is 5.
This is 5, so it goes all the way around you. That big,
That's how big it is.
just like this.
As opposed to like this.
Yeah, that's a 2-space aura.
A 2-space aura wouldn't be able to fit around you. You would need the 5 space. I'm gonna
Would you consider me a
I'm gonna
medium
suggest the 5
creature or a
space
large
sir.
creature?
You
know.
extra large.
No,
Extra large feature.
You'd need 2 of these auras.
that's not correct.
You'd have to take the subclass twice to get this.
Are you saying I would need 2 spiritual guardians to protect me?
So you take this aura and you can use you can use the shove action within this aura, but you have to push horizontally.
You're not throwing them up in the air.
You're throwing them up or
You're
smashing
not.
them down.
You're not. Horizontally.
Horizontal. Oh, it's
That's
vertical.
vertical.
Sorry.
People.
Horizontally, just like you're moving the queen in chess.
Just like that.
Any direction, right? Any direction. Here,
It's a good way to think
2,
of it.
4.
They're just
There you
queens
go.
on the board.
You can slide them.
And you can use your parry, your protection, or your raise shield within the aura
So within 5 spaces rather than 1 space away.
without having a shield.
Don't even need a shield. You can just
So
shield
you
without
just-
shieldless shield.
Your shield, the spirits come around whoever you tell in this wave of spirits. I'm assuming it's like spiritual guardians used to be back in 5e where they'd be flying around you. Maybe
Yeah, it's like
your
that.
ancestors are flying around you and just blocking and doing whatever you want. helping
It's
you
whoever you want.
Yeah.
You decide you should flavor this and make them.
Flavor it up,
That's
yeah.
your drunk Uncle Tony that you used to make fun of. And now you feel bad because here he is protecting you from beyond the grave.
Drunk Uncle Tony's pushing people in a horizontal
Get away from my
direction.
nephew.
Get away. Hey!
Now you feel bad, right?
Look
Talking
out,
shit
right?
about Uncle Tony.
Right?
'Cause
Uncle
you're-
Tony was a great guy.
He was.
Oh, now you say it. Sure. Now that he's here to help you.
Well, he's sleeping with the fishies now.
Yeah, because he killed like 15 people.
Yeah,
He was. He was happy sleeping with the fishes until you brought him here to go, hey, I need your help. He's like, hey, damn it. Wait here, fishes. I'll be back.
No, Uncle Tony was he was a bad person, but he always family was first.
You turned it into the mafia accent, I see.
It's pretty good.
Put a little effort into it. Let's hear it for real. We're doing Uncle Tony. I hear you're in trouble.
Pizza.
I think you just ruined all Italians. What you do, man? And as long as yours was, that's as short as this one.
What?
is.
That's it?
That's what the Guardian gets.
What? Oh, that's...
Yours was
Wait.
super long. This is just as short as yours was long. Does that make sense?
There's not much...
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. You do get a flavor feature where you get advantage on history. If you're a human, you get advantage on human ancestry type stuff like that. And
If you need to know something about your
your
lineage.
ancestors back in the day, you want to go find somebody to get Tony out of the grave. You go back to the grave and be like, "Hey, Tony, here's your 2 pennies. Come on up."
So, like, your flavor feature is 23andMe.
Pretty much.
One more thing, if you use a language or a trade check, you can get advantage on that once per day because your ancestors are just telling you what's going on. They know
Yeah.
they know the future, they know what's going on. Maybe your cousin Tony does speak Italian and he starts barking it in your ear and you start hearing about it.
Yeah, using a trade check. If you trade
trade
his
check,
carpentry, Uncle
languages.
Tony's like, that's not how you hold a fucking hammer.
But that's the spirit guardian in a nutshell.
So the big gist of this is what? The big picture. You can
The aura.
do stuff
Spirits flying
from
around you.
5 spaces away that you would normally need to do face-to-face, one-on-one. These maneuvers.
Yeah. Exactly. While you're raging, you can do this aura around you of spirits.
You can defensively do stuff, and you can
You're
push.
protecting people and pushing people around, pulling people to you.
You can do it from a distance rather than...
Yeah.
You got to be raging.
Gotta be
Everything's always
raging.
about the rage.
Yes, and you get a couple extra maneuvers, or an extra maneuver of your choice if you don't have those protection ones. Let's see, what's a Paragon got to offer, Brandon? Anything?
All right, here comes the Paragon.
Paragon Barbarian. The barbarianest of barbarians.
Let's hear
Thought we
it.
weren't using that word anymore.
We are.
All right.
Okay, the berserkiest of berserkers. The first one we want to talk about. So there's obviously the Paragons get like two different
Two
choices.
choices.
The first one we want to talk about is unfathomable strength. I can't talk.
I like it.
So you can't even fathom how strong these barbarians are.
Kinda
This
what
better
it
be
says.
good. You've already built this up. This
Right.
better be good.
So you get 2 things with this.
Okay.
The first one is your Titan grip.
Okay.
Right? You are so strong,
Freaking
you
heck.
can wield a 2-handed weapon with 1 hand.
So what's your other hand doing?
Yeah, what's your other hand doing?
Well, with an unfathomable strength and your Titan grip, you make the call.
You could put a 2-handed weapon in each hand.
Then you
Or
can
just Bushido
dual
it.
wield
Ooh, dual wield 2 weapons. Can you do that?
I don't know.
2 great axes.
Jesus.
Bastard swords. 2 whatever.
Can you believe? I mean, that would be wild. And I really would be scared of this barbarian. And then also because you have unfathomable strength.
Unspellable.
Did I mess that word up? Unfathomable.
Not in the way you think, no.
Okay. Because you're so strong, and you never missed leg day at the gym,
Okay.
you now increase your jump distance by 1.
Ooh.
Because you
5 feet
have
more.
you have just this awesome base to your legs. You're like the Ezekiel Elliott doing like this crazy hurdle as you're running. Like, it's pretty cool. So your other choice is being a swift berserker. Here it is. Berserker.
There you go.
See, it's not so hard, is it?
Why did they change it to berserker? Why didn't they just call it swift barbarian?
Why do they call it Swift Rage?
I don't. With swift berserker, you get a couple of things. So you're just really quick.
Okay.
Right? You're quick to anger. So when you roll initiative, you can spend a stamina point as a reaction to rage. So immediately when you enter into combat, you're raging.
So no action point.
No action point.
just
And it's not on your turn. You can just use it as a reaction. Boom. I'm just so mad that you're trying to attack me right now.
So before anybody even hits you, you're able to get that rage
Yes.
and to get that damage resistance up.
So there's that. And then unstoppable charge. So you're quick to anger and you're unstoppable charge. Using the charge thing, movement from your charge, so usually you get like extra 2 spaces. Here it ignores difficult terrain.
You're having trouble with this one, aren't you?
It
Just doesn't want to come out of your brain.
doesn't. Yes.
Doesn't make sense to him.
So it ignores difficult terrain, and it doesn't provoke opportunity attacks.
That's nice.
What doesn't?
your unstoppable charge, using your charge.
Yeah, I forgot the whole first part because that was weeks ago you said it. So the movement you get, which is what from your charge? Two
Plus
extra spaces.
2 extra spaces, yes.
That movement ignores difficult terrain,
Yes.
and they can't opportunity attack you when you use it.
Yes.
Barbarians have a charge feature, which is when you move toward an enemy, you get 2 spaces of free movement if you attack on that move.
Right.
So this would ignore difficult terrain, and you wouldn't take an opportunity. That's okay. You could run right through people,
Yes.
around people.
You'd just be a bowling ball of anger, which is crazy to me.
So you're up on top of somebody and you're raging before you even have used really your turn. You're like right there. You're on top of people. All right.
So these are the 2 things you can be. You can either be unfathomable strength.
You can.
I can't say that. Or you can be a swift berserker. So you're just really quick at the things you do.
Again, these are not subclasses. We're going to keep reiterating this. These are things you take if you don't want a subclass. It's just ways to pump up your actual barbarian berserker class fantasy thing.
More
Would you rather be
barbarian.
stronger and do more damage? Or would you rather get to that rage quick and be able to move a little more lively through the battlefield and that stuff? What are we thinking about this stuff?
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, barbarian has never been my favorite class.
Right.
I don't usually play barbarians.
You are playing one in our
I
campaign.
am going to try one out. I like the elemental fury one. I like all that stuff you were talking about. That's interesting to me, but to me a barbarian is like Conan, someone who's just super freaking strong and just wants to crush the hell out of shit. In my fantasy of it. So I don't even know any of these I would really lean toward.
But I think a barbarian class is for the power builders, the optimizers, just how can I get more damage, burst damage, and all that. How can I really get that going? Because that's the most fun for me. Then that class is for you. The Elemental Fury adds a lot more layers and depth to it. So it definitely gives it more interesting things to do, plus the maneuvers you get as a barbarian in the game anyway. What do you think?
I disagree with the both of you.
Okay.
You love barbarians?
I find them interesting to play because they're fun, and I like the ability of the rage and the danger of them being angry. I don't like the Elemental Fury. I think it's too much. You got to keep track of, and it's hard for me in my simple brain to do that. If I was picking any of these, I would get really excited about being a Swift Berserker. I like the ability to go straight into rage, right into a combat. You're just there. You're angry about being in there, and then using your charge, you don't provoke opportunity attacks. It's really cool.
After playing with you as a sorcerer, I could see how you would do a Swift Berserker.
That's how he plays his backline spellcasters. That's how he plays them as a Swift Berserker. So this is made for him. Just run right into the paladin mess, and you got no armor and 2 hit points, but I don't care. I'm so mad. Fuck you.
You've done me wrong, and you've done my party wrong. Now I'm going to do
You're going to
wrong.
pay the price. And they just go, help me. I made a mistake. I shouldn't have run up here. I forgot I was a sorcerer. Barbarians should just be a fighter subclass. We're going to make a whole video on this.
You need to.
Barbarian, Ranger, Monk, Paladin. They're all fighter subclasses. This is all these different
Sacrilege.
classes of different martial things that is gunking up the works. And this isn't a criticism of Alan, the dungeon coach. This is a 5e mess. Do you want to be a monkish fighter? A fighter who meditates and is zen and doesn't need armor because they're just so fast and they don't use weapons? There you go. Play a monk. You want to play somebody who goes into a berserker rage and just mayhem everywhere? Play a barbarian.
Why is a
type
samurai
fighter.
a subclass of fighter, but a monk isn't?
Exactly.
Why?
A ranger, you want to be a type of fighter that shoots arrows and crossbows at people and is all very woodsy, then play a ranger fighter. This is just making things messier. But this is just my own rant about these games in general. This isn't a DC 20 criticism. So
No.
I don't think there's a way to get away from it if you're trying to pull the D&D crowd over to this better system, the 6e kind of version. You're going to have to keep those things separate, and I get it. But
Do you think all the subclasses are balanced?
I know.
I feel like the Elemental Fury has a lot going for it.
Yeah.
On paper, they're not. Maybe in gameplay, they are. We don't know. I don't
until we
see
play 'em.
how. I'm not an expert at game balance in TTRPGs.
There are so many things in that Elemental Fury that you have to keep track of, though. It's
Yeah, a
It's a lot of work.
Once you get it, you'll get it, and then it just becomes
Right.
second nature like anything. But there's
For
still a lot. Yeah,
I have a lot of friends that play Barbarians because they don't want to think. They want to just go in and play the game.
Yeah.
They just want to smash stuff. So you always got just the go right to unfathomable strength. You just stop. Don't even try the pick to elemental fury. Just relax.
I think this is, and this is a hot take.
Uh-oh. It's been a while. This is it. Coming back. Hot takes coming back.
Brandon's hot take.
Oh.
I think the Barbarian class, as is right now in the 0.9, the subclasses, there is a clear winner, and I think it will be Elemental Fury, and that's a being it's in danger of being the illusion of choice.
It is. I agree with you. It's the totem path of the totem barbarian. It's the
You always took the bear.
This
always
is one.
take the bear.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to take this because it gives them the most to do.
I would think so too. We could be wrong. There could be people like, you don't understand how great this, the people that really know how to analyze these things could be like, this ancestry thing is badass. You guys just don't understand it because you're too stupid. Let us know if that's the case in the comments and you're one of those.
Yeah.
Let us know if the Paragons or the ancestral thing is as strong or stronger than the Elemental Fury, and tell us why. Because we'd like to know this. We'll say in a video we were wrong. Oh, we didn't understand that this is so effective when it comes to blah, blah, blah.
And it's how you flavor it too, like how you pick the classes and the subclasses and how you make it your own.
Well, yeah.
Spiritual Guardians could be very cool as you make it your own.
Because our table, we're role play heavy. We do combat. We like that. But it's not a combat simulation thing. We like to get really deep into the characters and the story. And so I could see how the ancestry thing could be cool.
Yes.
If that really lends itself to your flavor of your character and the story you want to tell about them, then sure, take it. It's not like it sucks.
No,
Barbarian's still going to be barbarian-y and do its thing. So if your thing of playing this class is doing all kinds of damage, you're probably not going to take the ancestry one.
Right.
You're going to take that one.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to be a protectory class, be a sentinel fighter.
Yeah, what's the matter with you?
Come on.
I mean,
If you're being a barbarian,
listen to Brandon, people. He's tired of not being listened to.
take.
He's tired of being ignored. Right, Brandon?
I'm full of hot takes today. Yeah, I'm tired of being ignored. My voice will be heard, and I will not